What is up, everyone? Happy Friday. This video is gonna go over a couple things. One is injury update. When I was in Clash Miami 3.5 weeks ago, I sustained an injury, fractured sacrum, torn labrum, but that's probably been there for a bit, and then had a mild disc pinch in my L5 that was affecting my sciatic nerve since December. Since strength training, I must have done a bad lift at some point there. I'd been managing that with chiropractic treatment and all of that, vegan tissue rejuvenator for hammer nutrition, those sorts of things, ice, etc., stretching. And I had been dealing with what I thought was a tight right hamstring at the top, in the top heads there, but it was a mild case of tendonitis. But more importantly, what is holding me now down is the fracture. It was just an easy run that I was doing on Wednesday, a couple days before Clash Endurance Miami, and I was in Fort Lauderdale. I had climbed at Vista View Park the day before, no problems. I hadn't had the pain and the nerve pain. Just on an easy run, about to do some race tempo progressions, and 1 minute I was there, and then the next minute I could not bear weight on my right leg. So it was just that instantaneous. 1 second you're there, and the next second you're not. And so that lesson, we just realized it was a fracture last Thursday. Since then, really, I have done no running, zero running, and in the past week, I have not been on, well, the past couple weeks now, on my road bike or time trial bike or mountain bike or gravel bike. I have been riding the stationary bike downstairs just to lessen the bumps on my tail. Things seem to be progressing pretty well. I did see the orthopedic surgeon on Tuesday, and it's a fracture, so fractures take time. So let's say that this happened March 9th. Today is April 1st. So we're probably another 4 weeks. Maybe till full heal. I have started physical therapy already. The labrum tear I'm going to have assessed on Monday to see what the sports ortho is going to make of that, and what he wants to do with that. I don't immediately jump to surgical intervention. Re-strengthening the area is my primary goal at the moment. So this has all been created as a result of what I am calling a calamity of events. Some of them I'm doing, some of them not. Some of them I can't fully say contributed to this, but it's important for me to strengthen the muscles on that side, which I believe contributed to it, muscle weakness and imbalance. Take a look at my training plan and what led to it. I had been doing some 25, 30-hour weeks leading up to it, but that is what it is. And then, in the taper week, for that to happen on an easy run, it was probably inevitable. So now my focus has been recovery, strength, rest, and I've been doing that through a couple different means at Float Stafford here locally to me, with full body cryo, local cryo, red light therapy, and they also have infrared and float. I have not done those, but the red light therapy specifically, I do feel has contributed greatly to the pain going away. I am day 2 pain free. I do feel like a little knot is back there where I believe the fracture is. I don't feel the labrum. So, theoretically, if I strengthen the supporting muscles or supporting characters in that area, I should be able to get back to it. Now, the sports guy may look at that and say that's a pretty good tear. It might be wise to sew that up. And at that time, I'll have to make a decision because that kind of recovery is 4 to 6 months. We'll see if that's prudent. I do have a long career that I want to go for here, especially with my movement up to triathlon. I've been working on swim. I've had to take the break from the pool just because of the nature of where the fracture is. It causes discomfort. I did start in Claremont at the National Training Center, and I just have waited for all of the inflammation to subside before I really got back into the pool. I have been walking 30 minutes to an hour a day. I've been at an incline, right, to keep everything engaged, keep everything moving. And then I've added some banded resistance training, glute kickbacks, glute bridges, single leg glute bridge, those sorts of things, so that I can build that area back up to prevent this from happening again. Because now I'm about prevention, and ensuring that this doesn't happen again. Because no athlete wants to be injured. Psychologically is sort of difficult, right? 1 minute you're at your highest peak fitness, pushing over 170, CTL, and then the next minute you can barely walk to your RV or get it back to Virginia. Speaking of the RV, it has a shattered windshield. We get that fixed on Monday, and then I'm going to head up to Luray for vacation, reassessment, working through the certification for triathlon coaching license, which is going to be coming soon to my coaching business. I'm really excited about that. It's the natural progression. I love the sport. I want to get back to the sport. I have a lot of interesting ways and approaches to help people build fitness. Coming from the cycling world and the running world, it's a natural progression. The swim, I'm going to put all my focus into learning the ins and outs of coaching that discipline because it's important, it's difficult, and it requires time. And so that's my plan going forward. I should have that done pretty quickly here. I got the Red Cross CPR certification next week and all those sorts of things, and then look for that to be on my website, which I will put down below in the future, and on Instagram, where I will post first. So that is the update. Right now, my next race is Clash Endurance Watkins Glen. That's in July. And so until then, we're just going to be we've pretty much shedded all the fatigue. It's all gone. And so, we've shed some fitness, obviously, although that'll come back quickly for high performing, elite level, professional level athletes. That the amount of training that goes into building this kind of fitness, it goes away slowly over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, but the body remembers, and we can build that up and be back pretty quickly, although the name of the game is gradual. At this point, this is only my second day without pain or nerve discomfort, and so we don't want to go backwards. There will be some days that will be back, a couple steps back, but for every step back, I want to go 3 steps forward. Get stronger, get faster, and that is my plan. I have withdrawn from both national championships in Texas at the end of this month, obviously. And, I really wanted to, I did not do the regular duathlon nationals last year in Alabama. I really wanted to do that this year, and I had registered for the draft and draft legal and non-draft championships. But at this time, it's prudent, and talking with everyone, the prudent decision is to let this fully recover, you know, because it really affects running and cycling, and, you know, professional non-duathlete that can't run, or a triathlete that can't run can't compete. So that, I mean, we've withdrawn. That decision has been made. It was a tough decision. So my focus now is July. And then we'll take it from there. Monday or Tuesday rather, I'm going to go see the orthopedic surgeon about the labrum, and then we're going to figure out what the best plan is going forward. If his firm desire is to reattach the labrum, you know, anterior, then fine. But I believe this is due to my age. As we all get older, we all have small tears in our labrums and whatnot. So obviously you guys may or may not be doing 80 to 90 miles running a week or whatever, but I mean, it naturally happens. Just like my L5 has naturally started desiccating just because of the amount of impact that it takes. And it's come out a little bit and it's pressing my nerve, but I think everything's getting back. I think we're going to get back. We're going to be stronger. Now, real quick, after that update, this is going to be a multi-part episode. I do reviews on products. I did a review on my own bike. I don't know that was appreciated, but I'm very honest. And you know, these are not emotional reviews. I don't have no stake. I buy these things myself with my own money. And I'm going to give my honest and frank opinion, right? And so sometimes that upsets whoever it is, but at the end of the day, if I can help you make a better decision, a more informed decision before, you know, spending a lot of money. In the triathlon world, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of whatcha-who's-its that you can buy that they claim to do this, that, and the other thing. And well, I'm pretty old school when it comes to certain things. I know we're coming into the world, even as a coach and business owner, in that aspect of running power pods for running, to figure out our threshold on that and those sorts of things. And that future interests me, as with all things that, you know, I can integrate into helping athletes perform more efficiently, smarter, better, and keep their injury prevention and all that sort of things. If I can integrate that, and if it works, I'll integrate it. If it doesn't, I'm not going to, and I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to post about it. I will give my honest opinion about it. And I should note that pretty much all of these, and I will say it, I buy with my own money. I just say this product interests me. I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to review it. You know, so I did that with my speed concept, and you know, I got some messages about that, a lot of messages, and I feel like that helped people make a better decision, maybe to wait, maybe to see what, you know, going forward, if, you know, when the plug-in comes, if more bar options are going to be available. You know, that's, you know, they're still going to buy the bike. It's the fastest bike I've ever ridden, frankly. Effortless speed to equal, you know, you take your normal power output, let's say, you know, 260 watts or whatever, and, you know, if that's your race power average, and you ride one bike and then you ride the speed concept from 2022, you will find that you are faster on the speed concept per watt than you are on another bike. I'm just gonna, that is my stamp right there. That bike is fast, it is comfortable. All I want to do is be in the pads. Once we sort out the bars, and we're working on it, and the bottle's coming, that bike is going to be unstoppable. There is no mincing words. Or if you look at Sam Long, there's the bike. He's won both the races he's entered so far. You know, it's Clash Miami. It was him, Ben, and so they're on the speed concept. That bike is super fast, hands down, it's a fast machine. And it was, you know, we went back and forth on what bike I was going to go with, and that was absolutely the best decision. Just like with any bike, I change everything, and I have my annoyances, but that bike absolutely is going to be dominating 2022, hands down. We'll see at 70.3 Oceanside. I know Ben Canute is there, and a couple others, Taylor Nibb. So just watch the ones on the new speed concept and see how well they perform on the bike leg, and how that contributes to them being in position to do well on the run. You know, that's that. So today I ordered a couple days ago, a week ago, I'm not sure now, the BiSaddle. They claim, you know, ride further, faster with the BiSaddle. You know, it's adjustable in different directions, adjustable shaped saddle, etc. Right off when you open the box, you got the saddle right on top, and this was the Bi combo with the EXT Stealth Plus SRT 2.0 Bonneville combo. This is the carbon version, because that's typically what I will go with. You pull the box open, you got a whole start guide, which is helpful. You have please call us and the website. The packaging is very good, although it did come like saran wrapped and not in like a box. I mean, the saddle is almost the saddle was almost $400, it being carbon and having two. So I kind of want that to be in a box, maybe. I don't know, with packaging. You have the custom wedge kit, and then as I got deeper into it, there was a black Crayola, which was interesting, and then a piece of cardboard, and this is to measure your sit bones, I'm assuming, to get the thing dialed in properly, which is fine. You know, the wedge kit. And then you measure, you put it up for, and they give a very good, colorful guide of how to adjust the saddle and all those sorts of things to support the different things that are bothering you. And the reason that you would get a saddle like this is because of adjustability, for whatever reason or another, to buy one saddle to do the job of many, I guess. But right off the bat, I found it to be quite heavy, and heavy is a relative term. I am a gram for gram person, so and it's just quite heavy. The padding is heavy, and so the saddle is, for a carbon saddle, is quite heavy. There's a lot of on the bottom, a lot of bolts and metal here that make it heavy. This is the EXT, and then this is the Bonneville. It's a little short nose, a little smaller, but so you have the carbon rails. You would need the special rail for your saddle stem, but it adjusts pretty easy. You can get the sit bone or the soft tissue part of the saddle wherever you need it to support whatever pain or reason you're getting it, and then the sit bone portion, you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be. Off the bat, there are 4 bolts underneath this to do that, and then there's kind of like skateboard tape, down the middle to, I guess, to provide more resistance for movement and all that sort of thing. So to swap the saddles out is pretty easy. You just take them off and put the bolts or whatever. The bolts make this very heavy. And so, yeah, right off the bat, I don't care for that. You do have the non-slip at the saddle tip. The carbon shell itself without all the bolts is very light, obviously. For me, I'm gonna be returning this, just because I don't want 4 bolts underneath me, right? That these are all, in my opinion, potential points of movement during whatever. And they do say that, you know, they've never had an issue with the bolts moving. I did get a response from my Instagram story that I was returning it. This is not going to work for me as a professional. And, you know, it is what it is. I received a lengthy response. For me, this is not an emotional decision. I can understand a company that wants to protect their product and argue its benefits, but for me, that does not sway me. You know, seeing other athletes endorse products doesn't sway me. Trying products does, and one could say I'm the same. It's the same for me doing this, but frankly, any review I've ever done, you've probably sat back and was like, well, because I'm going to be very honest and frank about it. They're right. To each their own. Saddles are very individual. This is a very creative way to solve a problem. And at almost $400, for me to try to fuss around with it and test it, they say to ride it at least 30 miles. I'm not going to do that right off the bat, out of the box. You know, it's just a no go for me. For you, it may be different, but you know, it does have a wide range of adjustability, which may be good for you. I don't place comfort over weight. I am a very aggressive aero rider on the time trial bike, and I try different saddles. I have a Celitalia carbon on there right now, which I don't care for. My other saddle tip broke at the tip, and we're waiting to get the new one in. So in the meantime, I prefer the Hilo Pro. Right now on there is the ISM 3.1. Which I think will be better for me right now with my injury, and that was the point of this exercise. This was never going to be in a race, you know, and so this was an attempt to try to get back on my time trial bike and maintain some level of fitness, and you know, I like ingenuity and interesting ideas, but for me, this is a no-go. So, for you, and you know, you can put a comment down below if you've tried this saddle, and if you disagree with me, we can have a healthy debate about it. You know, I did like the idea of being able to have 2 saddles in one, to be able to swap them out depending on what I'm doing. The adjustability aspect, it's not really a selling point for me because I'm pretty set in my ways when it comes to where the saddle tip is and where the angle and all that stuff. So, if you tried the saddle and you like it, if you tried the saddle and you've had, you know, you don't like it, or if you've had things with it, we can talk about that too. But for me, it's just, when I see 4 bolts down on the bottom over time and over the road and rumbling, and the amount of torque and power that I put down on that, you know, it's just a trust thing. It may not move. It may move. According to them, it won't move. But, you know, for me, I have to trust the equipment I'm on. I've touched every component and bolt and replaced and put everything on there that I trust on that bike. And all of the 4 bikes that are in there, they're all ready to race, and they've all had my touch. And it's with all the things that I trust. So that is my review of the BiSaddle. I do like their boxes, pretty sturdy, and the packaging is very, you know, fun. They're obviously very responsive on email and messages, but you know, it's just not going to work for me. And there's no reason to, you know, send messages like that, I guess. you know, people want honest assessments and opinions, not, you know, long messages. Sometimes you just got to say thanks for trying it and move on. And that's what I'm doing. I'm moving on. So look for more content and reviews from me, because while I recover from injury, I have nothing else better to do. If you have products you want me to try, drop a comment below and let me know. If you're interested in purchasing a product but you're not quite sure, I will purchase it and review it and return it. Maybe, unless I like it. So that's going to be it for me today. Happy Friday. Remember, listen to your body. If something don't feel right, stop, because inevitably you're going to create bigger issues in the long run if you don't. Take it from me. Until then, I'm the Roaming Cyclist, and I am out.